for those that are new to the Research Fellowship Program, I want to briefly give you the background, the purpose, and the structure of this program so that everybody's on the same page. This session is also going to be recorded, so please be aware of that. We're going to be sharing the recording with others that are not able to join today. And as Sonalika mentioned, for those of you that are new, that have recently joined the Research Fellowship Program, we would love to get to know you, to learn a little bit about your background, why you joined, what is your interest, and how do you plan to use the time in the Research Fellowship to work on your independent research project. But because we do have a lot of people that are new to this, I want to start off by just kind of briefly, and I will try to really keep it short, but kind of go over the major parts of the program, how it is organized, and then I will pass it on to Sonalika and Dr. Harpreet Kaur to guide the session for today's presentations. So let me start by kind of introducing you to our background, who we are. So as you all know, OmicsLogic is a bioinformatics training portal that has been developed by this collaboration that we have between Pine Biotech and the Tauber Bioinformatics Research Center, which is a research center at the University of Haifa. But over the years, we have had the chance to work with students, researchers, and clinicians from many different institutions from around the world. And as a result, we now have this global community that has over 10,000 participants from all around the world. And we have gone through many steps of iteration to make sure that our program is structured and well prepared for the needs of those that are interested in bioinformatics and data science in application to a variety of different biological and biomedical challenges. So we have a dedicated team in India. We also have a number of pilots that we have done at different universities. And our background is that we have done a lot of in-person workshops as well as different types of online programs that we've conducted in the past couple of years. We also have a dedicated team in Africa that is spearheaded by our team in Nigeria. And we also have a number of other participants from other different countries. And we have been trying to work with the local and regional partners that we have to make sure that our content and materials are well adapted to the needs of these local participants. And so we think that we've gotten very positive feedback, and we've conducted these again in India, in Africa, and obviously also in the US. So in the US, our major partner is the Louisiana Biomedical Research Network, but also Georgetown University and others. And so what this allows us to do is to really bring you the best material from all of these locations, consolidated and adapted to an online experience, leveraging our experience offline and kind of trying to facilitate this process of research and discovery using bioinformatics. And so the outcome that we see as a result of this kind of training is the ability to guide and help complete research projects conducted by faculty, teams of people, as well as individuals. So the Research Fellowship combines access to big data, which means big data resources, as well as tools to analyze and process big data, mentorship, which is both experts, trainers, and peer example, as well as access to a variety of training resources for asynchronous and live training. And so what we are trying to address here is the problem of helping people access resources for big data analysis, mentors that can help match the right kind of analysis methods to their research question, and a community that will keep you accountable and provide you with feedback so that you are prepared to work on impactful topics and develop your research projects until the very end when you are ready to present. And so this comes with a lot of program resources that we've developed that we think could be very helpful for all of you. Now, we tried to combine all of these resources on our OmicsLogic training portal that has a variety of different types of asynchronous courses, as well as more guided programs that are led by experts in bioinformatics. And we provide for all of the participants of this program access to specific sessions that you can access to understand whether that program is right for you. And this is typically done in collaboration with other universities and organizations. So not only do you get the opportunity to learn about the topic, but also interact with participants from these different institutions. But you can find all of this on our OmicsLogic portal, which is learn.omicslogic.com. You will find there adapted courses for you personally based on your experience. As you progress, that will change. You will be able to track your progress and see how you've improved your understanding of the basic topics, as well as the application of these different tools in different types of challenges and projects. Like this is an example of a project on the origin and pathogenesis of the novel coronavirus, and we have many other examples like that as well. So behind this, what we also provide is access to user-friendly big data analysis tools. And this is a critical component of this program. You get access to 5 terabytes of storage, which allows you to process and analyze large data sets that allow you to use advanced statistical methods and machine learning, as well as multi-omics integration, and several tools that will be helpful for biological interpretation. Now, this infrastructure is limited. We do not give everybody access to that same resource, and the research fellows that have joined this program have that kind of a special level of access where you can actually conduct a full research project, but you have to coordinate it with us. And so what that allows you to do is to explore a data set and find the right methods to apply to a research question. So the objective of this research fellowship that I will briefly discuss today is to start from training and then guide you to complete some of the training resources that I've identified, create a sense of understanding and practical skills, and then to apply that to a number of research problems. Now, the best way to get started is to really take a look at a variety of projects that we already have available. And these range from topics in biomedical applications to biotechnology to a variety of human health related topics, as well as more advanced topics in cancer, biotechnology, agriculture, neurodegeneration, infectious diseases, and ultimately any other topic that you would like to focus on. But it's important to come to that topic prepared, to really be able to understand how experts work on projects, to understand how to find data sets, to specifically identify a research question, and then find the right tools. And so the research fellowship is really an in silico research experience where you have 3 to 6 months, typically. Some of you I know have joined for only 2 months, but typically it's going to be from 3 to 6 months. And you're able to work as a part of a structured program. And today's session is one of these examples where you hopefully come away with a clear understanding of what the program does and how it's organized so that you can navigate the different resources with ease. So a critical point of that is this structure that we've developed that is divided up into 3 parts. First, there's the introduction, where you get the introduction to bioinformatics theory, methodology, and applications. You get to use some of the cloud tools for big data processing and also complete some of the introductory coursework. Then it's the evaluation, where you start to analyze literature from other publications and other data sets to understand how to develop a research proposal. And then once you have done that, you can apply the tools that you've learned how to use to a problem of your own. To help guide you through that process, we have 2 specific channels that help us help you. One of those is our Slack channel. So at this point, can I ask everyone that's present today, how many of you that are actually a part of the research fellowship have joined the Slack channel? Okay, if you have joined the Slack channel, please put in the chat yes or 1 or something like that. Okay, thank you. All right, excellent. Okay, thank you, everyone. So if you have not gotten access to the Slack channel, I see Nandita, Aishwarya. If you have already applied for the research fellowship and received your acceptance letter, you should be added to the Slack channel. So please reach out to marketing@PineBio, and Sonalika, who is here today with us, will be able to add you there. The second important part, and Sonalika, maybe you could be in contact with the people that said no to make sure that if they have applied and gotten their access, they should be a part of that.
Okay, so I would want to add here that I have sent you all the invitation already for the Slack channel. Please check your mail IDs and then you'll get your invitation there and then you can join. I'll send it out again. Thank you.
Thank you. And the second one is this weekly progress report form. So once you are a part of the research fellowship and you would like to discuss any updates, technical challenges, or questions that you might have, before a weekly session, you have to submit the weekly progress report form. Okay, so I've seen a few of you have submitted that form today. Typically, you would want to submit that form a few days before the session so that our team can prepare and address the specific questions that you have. Or if you have a presentation that you want to share your progress report with us, we can help you address any kind of like immediate questions. And so I will talk a little bit about the presentation here in just a second as well. The second part is access to these publicly available data sets. So when you collect raw data for your project, you have to be familiar with what this data represents. Okay, so a big mistake that many people make is the first data set that they come across, they start working on that data set. Before you start analyzing anything, the reason why we ask you to submit this progress report is that we want to know that you are trained and ready to analyze a particular type of data, and also that you have explored the data metadata. So how do you explore the metadata? Typically, that means you have to read the paper. And in the paper, you will find that associated data set, but in the paper, they also describe how did they generate the data set? Why did they generate it? What were the questions that they were asking? And that typically results in a specific design that helps you extract from there the types of comparisons and contrasts that you would be able to do in your own research project. So typically, you also have to perform exploratory data analysis so that you can understand the variability in the data set. And oftentimes, people will end up using multiple data sets. So you have to be familiar with methods to normalize your data, explore your data, address any kind of technical variation, and only then ask that specific question. So hopefully the tools that we provide will be sufficient for you to be able to do that quickly. Now, after that, not before that, but after that, you choose a topic, right? And in that topic, you want to be very specific and find a topic that is compelling and interesting to the audience that you will present, right? So you have to have the data set available. You have to understand what is the background. And then you also have to do literature review to understand where is that specific topic that you would like to focus on for the next 3 to 6 months. If you do that before you've explored the data, before you've read the literature, you're not going to be able to find an impactful topic that you can actually work on. So here we provide specific training, and I'm not going to do this today, but you've probably seen this in previous sessions, and if you have not, you can request that recording, or you can also join one of our upcoming sessions where we will do this kind of training, where we go through how to perform literature review, how to identify a specific topic of interest, how to ask a research question, and ultimately how to translate that into a particular question or hypothesis that you can work on. And that's where your mentor really comes in. So as a result of analyzing your activity on the OmicsLogic portal, and as a result of looking at the specific coursework that you have completed, the articles that you have submitted in the research proposal, and other things, our mentor will be able to use that time effectively. So we don't want to use the mentor time for just going through the very basics, how to open Excel, how to install R, how to find a data set, things like that. That's where these weekly meetings are for. The mentor session is to help you address the specific question that you might have and make it more impactful. And so for that, we've developed this step-by-step process where you identify a topic, you find the data set, you make a table of metadata and you explore your data. And then when you conduct your analysis, you put all of that into a shared presentation. And that presentation should be shared with your mentor. That presentation is where we can find all of the updates that you're making and see how you're making progress so that we can help get you unstuck in technical issues and also point your attention on the most interesting aspects of your data set. When you present to the mentor, you're not only presenting to the mentor, you're also presenting to the peer community that is all a part of this research fellowship. So today we will hear a number of these project presentations. We will give feedback, but also we ask that you ask questions, you pay attention to the presentation, and you think about how is this project addressing the specific need or question that was proposed at the beginning of that question, right? So that process of information exchange and participation is also a critical part of this program. Once you incorporate all of that feedback, then you can finalize the presentation and potentially identify a poster presentation or a research journal for peer review that you would like to submit. And that's something that we will talk about today, how to make your presentation impactful and organized so that it is making sense and it is effective at conveying the story. When you process the data for analysis, it's important to understand that some of these data sets are huge. And when you go through these data sets, you have to follow a specific process. And so that's where the training is very important. But beyond getting the basic data set organized and prepared, you then have to be able to explore the data. And that's why we also provide you with training on how to use basic tools like Excel, R, Python, and different online tools that you can leverage to explore the data set that you have selected and make sense of it. So please leverage some of the tutorials that we have on the learnomiclogic.com portal, and that will help you deal with that data set. Once you perform the in-depth analysis, we have several experts that can help in a variety of different topics. For transcriptomic data, for structural data, for genomic data, for different parts, we can match you with somebody that can help answer your specific questions. You have to let us know. So remember that it's your responsibility to reach out to us and let us know what is it that you're interested in doing and how we can best help you. Finally, when you get to this process of preparing your analysis results, you are going to be also following examples of many others that have gone through the same process. And so that's where your peer community is going to be very helpful. So when you present and you go through these iterations of drafts, you will see that we can help you the most by making that presentation better and helping you present something to external evaluators at poster presentations, if you're looking to submit a research article, in a much more prepared way. And so the outcomes of this process are very important to keep in mind, right? So have a goal when you're joining this program, have a specific goal. You will have a guarantee and a positive outcome if you properly identify what that outcome for you is. Maybe you just want to understand the specific challenges and data sets and gain training. That's one option. Maybe you want to develop some skills like processing data and analyzing data. Maybe you want to join an independent project or a group project. So that's another option. You don't have to work on this on your own. We will hear today from Rutvi, who has completed an independent project, and hopefully she will continue to work on a group project next. So some people will actually announce that I'm working on this topic and I'm looking for collaborators. That's why it's important to be a part of the Slack channel and our community so that everybody can get to know each other, not only hear their presentations and the final results. So let me briefly tell you what are some of the recent examples of people that have successfully completed the research projects and the research fellowship. April Zhang just recently completed a research fellowship. She's a high school student, and now she got accepted to Berkeley for bioinformatics undergraduate. And we have a recording of her presentation that you can take a look at. I'm going to post the link right here. Simai Dolaner, she will be presenting in the next Omics session that will happen, I believe, tomorrow, but I will let Ruthvi talk about that in a little bit. Supantha, who is from Bangladesh, and he is also, you can see his project presentation. He will also be presenting at the Omics Club. Dr. Anita Gansa, who is right now working still on a number of research projects together with her team. And we have collaborated with her and her team to recently present her project at the Louisiana Biomedical Research Network. So please take a look at some of these links and you'll kind of see how this works for some of the other people that you might be following in their footsteps. And all of them are, of course, going to be available as somebody that can give you hints and tips and maybe some guidance on how to complete a project and make it impactful. So that's an important part of the outcome as well. When you think of completing this project, think about how are you going to use it to also advance your personal career and learning. And so we have an example of Urja that finished her project a while back. Andres, who has completed his project and will be presenting next week. We have others that are selected to be a part of this program. And so please do share that information with others, with your network, to help them understand what you are working on. So now let me pass this on to Dr. Harpreet or Sonalik. I don't know who is going to announce who is going to be presenting next, so that you can kind of see where this process will lead you as you join this research fellowship.